New nail flats collection alert. Let's swatch them so I can, oh, 2 boxes. Oh, that's right. This is our first venture into having regular gel colors with matching tinted base gels. A lot of people have been asking for that for a while, and finally I decided, let's pull the trigger. Let's do it. So welcome to the In the Garden collection. There are 12 new colors in this collection, so naturally I gathered up 12 different people, whether it was family, friends, old clients that I haven't seen since I closed the salon, neighborhood people that I've never even done their nails. And I said, I will do your nails for free, but the catch is the colors are first come, first served. The first client gets first pick, last client gets last pick. I was like, it's kind of a gamble, just letting you know. And they were like, okay, and I'll see you there. I was like, okay. So my first guinea pig is my mom, and she chose
Hibiscus.
Oh, that was quick. So let's do this. First things first, we got the color samples before we got the bottles, so we didn't know where to put the colors, so we put them in the pots. So my first round of samples were in the pots, but don't worry, we'll get the bottles later. So these colors are very syrupy, and the term syrup gel started in Korea, and it's exactly what you picture a syrup gel color would look like. Picture an actual syrup. It has almost like a true glassy look to it, but maybe a little bit more opacity so you can still see through it, but not as clearly as water. So syrup gel colors share that same quality. You can see through them, but they almost have a little bit more of like a milky quality to them, mainly because there's a color tint to them. And all of the colors pretty much end with the word syrup. So this is hibiscus syrup. And to the right, you can see me applying it as a tinted base gel. Picture like a syrup gel spectrum. So like there's really, really, really sheer, almost jelly syrup. And then there's also like kind of more of a milky syrup where you can still see the natural nail and almost full coverage. All of these 12 colors kind of like fall on that spectrum. I would say this is like on the super sheer end of the spectrum, where it's almost like, you could call it a jelly as well. Here is from left to right, 1 coat, 2 coats, and then the tinted base gel application. You can see how sheer because you can see my glove through all 3 of them. And here is the final look of 2 coats of hibiscus syrup on my mom. We kind of went outside because we were in a hotel, so the lighting was kind of off, but look how pretty it looks in the sun. It was like golden hour at that time. Just creates this like nice glassy, warm pink glow. But next up we have my aunt who loves her garden, so I'm very curious to see which one she'll pick. Ooh. Dahlia? Mm-hmm. Is it because you like the flower or you like the color?
Both.
Okay. Hey, so remember when I was like, oh, like we put the new colors in the pots and like whatever? I switched the lids by accident, and this is Orchid. And I didn't realize until after I was done. So Orchid syrup time! So Orchid syrup has slightly more opacity than the other colors in this collection. Remember, hibiscus is on like the super sheer end of the spectrum. Think of this one as a little bit closer to the opaque end of the spectrum. But don't get me wrong, it's still sheer. I mean, look at this first coat. You can still clearly see the natural nail underneath. But depending on how heavy-handed you apply it or how much product you're putting on, how long the nail underneath is, it really depends. But I will say, I already can't wait to do this on myself. I am very excited. And you'll start to be able to see in this second coat way more of like a blurring effect. Like I said, this is on the more opaque side of the spectrum. So when you do 2 coats of this, it just creates like a little bit of a whisper of the natural nail underneath. And here's our trusty 1 coat, 2 coats, and built up with base. You can see 2 coats is the most opaque one. And you can sort of see my glove underneath, but it's definitely not as clear as hibiscus syrup. And here's the final product, 2 coats of Orchid syrup. So sorry about the lighting. Again, we were in a kind of dark hotel room, so I had my little selfie light I was moving around, but still you can see how pretty it is. You can still see the free edge underneath, but like not as much as hibiscus syrup. And here we are outside again, golden hour, sisters next to each other. Hibiscus versus Orchid. Look at them in this lighting, it's so pretty. Next up,
I'm gonna go with...
Oh,
Dahlia.
Okay. It's funny because my aunt picked that one, and then I accidentally did Orchid. So you lucked out. You lucked out. So let's do this. Still in the pots, haven't gotten the bottles yet. Dahlia syrup is kind of like a more like peachy taupe toned gel color. On the spectrum of syrup, it's a little bit more opaque than Hibiscus, but not very much more. So I would say it's just a little bit past Hibiscus because you can still see the natural nail underneath while also giving it like kind of like a pink tinted taupey blur. Here's our second coat application, and here is the tinted base coat application. The tinted base coat application is definitely more opaque, and you'll still see the natural nail a little bit underneath, but not as much as you would with just 2 coats of the color. And here's our 1 coat versus 2 coats versus tinted base. Keep in mind, on my client, her nails are short, and 2 coats on short natural nails is gonna look different than 2 coats on a long clear tip. The length does determine a little bit how much product you use. Also, I might be coming out with a cuticle oil in October, so I decided to do a little sneaky test on some of my clients that came in, just to see if they liked the smell of it.
Ooh. Wait, that's so nice.
Nice. We got her. And here we are with the final product. You can still see the natural nail underneath with a slightly blurred effect. Let's see what it looks like outside in my garden. I'm a little bit of a gardener girl. All right, 3 clients done, 9 to go. Let's see what's next.
The Wisteria.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Has Plumeria already been done?
No. What are you changing your mind?
Yeah.
Which
Plumeria,
one?
please. Oh.
God damn it. I know.
I'm gonna go with my first instinct, and I'm gonna do Wisteria.
Yeah, you really like had that
Yeah.
on lock. Okay. I mean, what do you just mess up my cardboard? Get out.
I'm out.
Wisteria syrup time. This specific one is also one of the more sheer ones in this collection. It's kind of like a very cool toned, almost purpley pink color. And I would say on our syrup spectrum, this is probably, it's on like the same wavelength as Hibiscus. Let's have those 2 as a tie. How about that? So here is our first coat application as well as the tinted base coat application, so you can kind of see what the color would look like built up in a base coat. Now let's do the second coat of the color.
Oh, this is so pretty.
God. I'm so glad I chose this color.
Me too.
All right, with the second coat, you can start to see the blurring starting to happen, and you can also see the like pinky purpley tone of the color start to come out a little bit more. And of course, I wanted to do another sneaky nail oil test.
What is this? How do you make it into a body oil? What? What is it?
So it comes in October.
Can you let me know as soon as it does?
Absolutely.
That was lovely.
Okay, making big moves. Okay, here's the 1 coat versus 2 coats versus the tinted base. You can see even the tinted base is sheer. Like you can see my finger pretty much through it. Let's see the final product. Oh yeah, this is cute. Something about the colors that are a little bit more on the sheer end of the syrup spectrum give like really glassy effects on the nails. I think it's just super freaking cute. This collection is so good for clients that love like a barely there nail. Next up, we have...
I want Lotus. Okay, I'm glad. It's not taken. Okay. I'm glad.
We got the bottles in. The labels, no, not yet. But the bottles, yes. We are making progress. Lotus syrup is also a cool toned pink color. I would say it's also tied with Hibiscus syrup on the sheer end of the syrup spectrum. It's a pretty clear gel, so 2 coats will give you that blurring effect. Since she has longer nails, we'll probably be a little bit more heavy-handed, especially now that I have the bottle. Here it is as a tinted base, and here's our trusty 1 coat versus 2 coats versus tinted base. You can see my glove underneath every single one. You can see my finger, see? That's how sheer this one is. Maybe Hibiscus is the most sheer, and this might be the second most sheer. How about that? Not tied with Hibiscus syrup, but it's still close. Sneaky nail oil test time.
I keep wanting to like go back and smell again. It smells so good. What is that?
And here's our final product of Lotus syrup. So pretty, so glassy. I'm obsessed with this one. Am I gonna say that about all of them? Probably. And here they are outside. You can kind of see way more of the glassy effect outside in this kind of like cloudy lighting. Let's see what we got next.
What is left of these?
Try to guess.
How many have you done so far?
5.
Okay.
So it's like your odds are pretty good.
I was looking at Wisteria
Taken.
or Orchid.
Taken.
Hydrangea.
Yeah.
Wow, that got heated. We're starting to get down to the wire now. This specific color, it's Hydrangea Syrup, and it's one of the more opaque colors in this collection. It's like a light milky pink that kind of offers full coverage depending on like how heavy-handed you are. So I would say on our syrup spectrum, this one is tied with Orchid Syrup.
Oh, yeah. It's over.
That's really pretty.
Oh.
That's really pretty.
That is so pretty.
I feel like this is a super cute mix between like a milky white and a light pink nail color that you're really like picky clients, you know, the ones that like hate the look of a very pronounced like nude pink or a bright pink and want a more subtle pink. I think this might be the one for them. Here's our 1 coat versus 2 coats and the tinted base. Look, you can't really see my glove underneath the 2 coats and the tinted base. So that's why it's kind of on the more opaque end of my syrup spectrum. Let's try a nail oil test.
Ooh.
And here is our final product. Look how pretty that is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really pretty. Oh, damn. Do I want this?
All right, what's next?
Oh,
My top 3.
top 3, top 4.
Okay.
Do top 3.
Love Buttercup
Okay, good. That's not taken.
and Hydrangea.
Did that earlier.
and
Can't do
Orchid.
that. I love, but we already did that.
Okay.
Oh my
There we
god,
have
then
it.
your first choice.
This has been fun, by the way. Just like being a nail tech again, you know, like taking clients and just like getting to be silly, reuniting with people, catching up. It's been fun. Anyway, let's show you what Buttercup is. Buttercup syrup is like a sheerer sister of Hydrangea syrup. So if we're looking at our syrup spectrum, I feel like Buttercup syrup is just right before Hydrangea. It's almost like it has a little bit less of a milky quality than Hydrangea syrup does, and I think it's slightly warmer. And this is the second coat of Buttercup syrup, so you kind of see the blurring start to happen and a little bit of the warmth of the color shining through. And here's our 1 coat versus 2 coats versus tinted base gel trio. You can see my glove a little bit more underneath the Buttercup syrup than you can with the Hydrangea syrup. Gorgeous alert. So freaking pretty. I love every color. I love this one. Look how lovely it looks. Oh yeah, that's so gorgeous, so clean. I just love the shine of these, the glassiness. All right, we still have like 5 left to go, so let's see what's next.
I know, right?
Like that one.
Taken.
That one.
Taken. I know it's getting
This.
tight. Taken.
How about this one?
That's not taken.
Yeah, let's do that one.
All right, Lantana time. This one is kind of like a taupey eggshell kind of color. A taupe-toned eggshell color. How about that? Let's place this on our syrup spectrum. I would say this one is more opaque than Hibiscus and Lotus, but less opaque than like Orchid and Buttercup. So, I don't know, wherever that one is on the spectrum.
Oh, I really like the color. I like it better on me.
Yep.
This
See?
is exactly why you're doing this.
That's what I'm saying. The plastic tips don't translate.
It doesn't.
And now that we're applying the second coat, let me just show you how the tinted base applies. Obviously a little bit more opaque, but that of course depends on how long the nail is and how much product you use. But so far, this is looking super glossy and super freaking cute. And you know the drill, here's 1 coat, 2 coats, and tinted base trio. You can see my glove underneath pretty much all 3, a little less so on the tinted base. And here's our final product. That is just, come on. It almost looks like she just has like top coat on, you know? Like these kind of colors I feel like cover up and blur the nail to make them look just so glassy. How many times am I gonna say that in this video? I don't know. Well, look who showed up. The labels have come to party. Next up we have Water Lily, which is basically like a sheer milky white, but with a very subtle like glitter to it. I would say shimmer, but it's like a glitter, but it's subtle and it's sheer. Sorry, new location unlocked, different lighting, deepest apologies. We'll reset with the next client, don't worry. But for now, here is one coat of Water Lily. And with this first coat, you can definitely see how sheer it is and how sheer it applies. Like, you can almost not even see it in this video. I would say it's more opaque than Lantana, but less opaque than Hydrangea. Here's our second coat, and here's what it looks like built up as a base coat. I got this request a lot of, we need a sparkly milky white. We need a sparkly milky base. So that's kind of what I based it off of. So think of Water Lily base as milky base, but with a glitter. And here's our handy dandy trio. 1 coat, 2 coats, base coat. You can't really see my glove through the tinted base, but you can see it through the first 2. And here's our final product. Notice that you can still see the natural nail underneath 2 coats of the color, and also notice how delicate the glitter is. It's really good for clients that like can't have like crazy nails for like work or something, so they can have like a little secret sparkle for themselves.
There's only 3 left.
Okay.
This one,
Okay.
this one, and this one.
Well, I'm kind of stuck between these 2, but I think I'll go with this one.
Ooh, good, because I've been wanting to see it. Okay, good.
It's the final countdown. Let's do this. So honeysuckle syrup is like another super sheer but kind of warm eggshell toned kind of clear gel. I would say it's less taupey than Lantana, but I would say the sheerness level is equal to Lantana on the spectrum. This one is like a little bit more eggshell forward, and then Lantana is a little bit more like taupey forward. Does that make sense? Here's our tinted base application, but also our second coat on my client's nails. So you can kind of see the tinted base obviously is a little bit more opaque, and the second coat is really looking cute. Here's our trio. You can still see my glove through the 1 coat versus 2 coats, and maybe just a little bit underneath the tinted base coat. We haven't done an oil test in a while. Let's try it.
I really like that.
Yeah.
What is it?
We got another one. Dude, this is great. Also, look how gorgeous this is. I'm freaking out. I love this color. Why does it look so juicy? How does it look juicy? I don't understand.
Okay, so then which one?
I think
Your true form.
my true form.
Got it. Plumeria time. Okay, so this is a milky white, but it's not as opaque as, let's say, Nail Thoughts Overcast. Okay, so this still has a sheerness. So this is for the people that love a milky white nail, but don't like that full coverage milky white. So that's what we're doing with Plumeria. I would say Plumeria ties with Water Lily on the syrup spectrum because it's very sheer. Very sheer. You can tell by this first coat application. It's just a nice, subtle milky white on that first coat. And built up as a base, it's a little bit more pinky toned, so it gives a more cool milky white as opposed to a warm one. So it's definitely a cooler tone milky white than milky base. Let me show you the comparisons. First, here's our usual trio of just Plumeria. 1 coat, 2 coats, tinted base. You can see my glove through the 1 coat and 2 coats, tinted base, not as much. And now here's a comparison of Plumeria on the left and Overcast on the right. So look how sheer Plumeria is compared to Overcast. Overcast is full coverage milky white, and Plumeria is not. It's more sheer. And now here is Plumeria syrup base on the left and milky base on the right. So you can see the difference. Milky base is a little bit brighter and more warm, and on the left is Plumeria, has a slightly pinker tone. So depending on your client's skin tone, on whether or not they like warm colors, cool colors, these 2 are the milky choices. Do we need to do another oil test?
Do like it. Smells really good. Awesome, thanks.
Hold on, wait. It smells good.
I like it.
And here's our final product. Look at that. So freaking pretty. I just love that you can see the natural nail underneath. This is so gorge.
Ooh. Yeah, they look so glassy.
We have 1 left, and it's daisy syrup.
So pretty.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Where it's at.
Oh, daisy syrup. We've come a long way just to get to you. Why were you picked last? I will never know. Daisy syrup is tied with Lantana on our syrup spectrum. I believe that to my core. Daisy syrup is like Plumeria syrup, but more sheer and more pink. It's really hard to describe because these differences are so nuanced, but it's way less white, if you will. It's really good for those clients that want that sheer kind of milky white effect, but not a bright milky white. It's way more subtle. And here's our trio. You can pretty much see my glove through all three of them. It's even the tinted base. Not as much as the tinted base, but you can still see my glove through. And here's our final product of 2 coats of daisy syrup. Wow. Wow. I have no words. Here it is right next to Plumeria syrup. A little bit more pink toned and less bright white. I've been sitting here so jealous of everyone's nails that it's time to do mine, and I get to pick whatever I want. So I am going to pick Orchid. It's over, everybody. So I sculpted my natural nails out with this natural color fixie gel because I was like, I need it to look like my natural nails and I need them to have a little bit of length for my special color, Orchid. Orchid syrup, that's it. So freaking cute. I'm so happy. I love these colors. I hope you guys love them too. I'm very curious to see out of this video which colors are your faves. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. It was very fun. I'm glad I got to do this. I'll see you in the next video.